Hello and welcome to Chemistry 161, Fall 2021. So, I'm your instructor. My name is Mike Ferguson, and I'm here to welcome you to the course. And so here is the overview page, and it's where I'll stick this video. Obviously I can't stick it to there while it's it's being recorded, but that's where it's going to be. Let me start by going over some of the syllabus items. So here is our course right here. And something about me, that's how you get a hold of me. Email is usually the best way. There are my office hours. So I'm teaching a on-campus course Mondays and Wednesdays, and I'm just having my office hours directly following that. And I think that, well, they're going to be 2.5 hours a piece, and I think that's long enough. And at an odd time, most classes don't go past 4:30. And even if I know there's a chem lab right after, but you're not going to be in both chem labs. So because of that, I think you can make my office hours one of those days. So if not, we can talk about it. But so that's how you get a hold of me. And so course information. So this is Gem Chem 1. This is the general chemistry course for pre-professional, like pre-med and pre-pharm and STEM majors that everyone takes all across the United States. It's a pretty similar class. It's been taught almost the exact same way since 1960. But I mean, like in terms of course content, of course, they had slide rules and handwritten stuff in the 1960s. We got a bit more advanced technology, here 60 years later. So we're on computers, for instance. And the materials. So we have the IDAP, and you click on that, and then you can go through Launch Your Courseware. So I was able to link into this very easily, but I also have an account with Pearson. It might be a little more difficult for you. If it happens, just come talk to me. And that's one of the things I want to emphasize in this video. If you have any issues, let me know. Not just course related. Those are easy to deal with. Other stuff too. I'll talk about that in a little bit later. But you should launch the courseware, and you get to this, and you can open My Lab in Pearson. I have this in Safari. You have to undo the pop-up blockers, and I like to cruise around the web with Safari, so I don't like having pop-ups. So I just use Firefox and use the pop-up and just let it pop all at once. So I pretty much only use Firefox for Pearson, anyways. And here is the course. So at least as far as the deliverables for you, so the homework and the tests. So let me get back to that in a second. Let me go back to the syllabus. So grading policies, how do I get an A? Well, here are the different grading schemes. So here's the 4 tests, the homework, the final. I have a forums. They're optional. You don't have to do them if you don't want to. And then here are the different dates. The dates for tests. Test 1 in chapters 1 through 4, September 2nd. Test 2, October 20th. 3, November 24th. And 4, December 9th. And there's a final due the 17th. And everything is all in mastering. This right here. I've integrated it with Lalima, but Lalima is a free software called Sakai, and Sakai just doesn't integrate really well with things, so it might be a little bulky. So I'm anticipating things to go wrong. I mean, this is new for University of Hawaii and Sakai, but it's not going to work as well as Canvas or Blackboard. So if you've used those tools, you'll probably be a little disappointed in Lalima. But if you've only used Lalima, then this is all you've known, so it's gonna be good. So you'll kind of work through here. You can use Lalima to link into Pearson like this, and here are your assignments. And of course, it's going to be a little different for me because I'm the instructor. But you can see here's the different assignments, and you go through. And okay, and grading is 10-point split. I say no late tests to be accepted. Truth of the matter is, I'm bendy. I'm flexible. I'll work with you. I mean, let's be honest here. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and some of you you might get COVID. And I've had students that get COVID, they're just out of it for 2 weeks. And does that mean if you've got COVID and you're out of it and you miss a test date, does that mean you fail a class? No, no, of course not. I'll work with you. I'll work with you on that. And it's not just COVID. I mean, people have other duties. You have work duties. You have to get stuff done. People have caretaker duties, for elderly relatives or young children, and that can interfere with school. And I mean, just other thing, fun things, like weddings. They interfere with schoolwork, and that's a joyous thing, you know what I mean? But the point is that when these things happen, communicate with me. I will be very, very helpful, and it'll be an easy negotiation for you because I want to help you. My goal here is to get you through this class and to pass. So that is our mutual effort. And I don't just want you to pass and get a good grade. I want you to actually learn the material. Even more importantly, my job is to teach you the material. I want you to leave this class with knowledge. And I want it to be great knowledge for you and carry that knowledge and any other skills you learn along the way to your other classes. So hopefully we can work together on that. And these little hiccups that happen with life, we can sort through them. Don't worry about it. So some student accommodations, and this could change. So I've got a meeting in 2 days, and they're going to go over protocols. I got 3 hours of meetings to deal with protocols on Thursday. I'm very this is a Tuesday. I'm sorry, Monday. Yeah, it's no Thursday. It's Wednesday. I'm sorry. I don't know whatever day it is. I'm still in the summer brain. I got lots of meetings coming up, and I'm sure like these things change, constantly, and that's we'll just roll with it. We're gonna roll with it, and we'll get it done. I think I'll end up being a mandatory reporter for COVID, so keep that in mind. But we'll go through that if and when I get told that. Speaking of mandatory reporting, this is not going to change. So by Title IX, I'm a responsible person as defined by the government, which means that if you tell me anything that has to deal with stalking, sexual abuse, sexual violence, I am required by law to report that. So, which means I tell my supervisor about that. So just keep that in mind if you tell me that. And one of the things that's also kind of strange is that I'm a safe zone advocate. And so, of course, safe zone deal with issues with, the LGBTQ plus community. So I want you to feel comfortable coming to me and talk about that, but it's kind of weird because I'm also a mandatory reporter. If you want to have an anonymous person to talk, someone who can does not have to report. There are confidential people, and I can have you talk with them if you have some issues that you want to talk about that. But okay, moving on to basic needs, and these are huge. We don't have the new data for this year yet. It's ongoing, but last year it was really sad. The number of students that had housing and food insecurities was close to 60%. It was really high. And how can you do work? How can you effectively be a student when you don't know where you're going to sleep or you don't know where your next meal is going to be, or you're undernourished? And this is, that's horrible, So what I can do is I'm a resource on that. I'm a connector. Okay, so if you're having issues with this, feel free to let me know. And again, this is the spirit. I want to help you. I want to get you through this class. I want to help you navigate the class, but I also want you to do well in life and other classes. And you're not going to do well in English or math if you don't have housing. If you don't have housing and you don't have food, especially food. It's pretty. Actually, you can be homeless here in Hawaii. I've had homeless students before because of the weather. But food, though, everyone needs to eat. And how can you work on school when you're hungry all the time. So there are some services, and so this is where you can find them, and you can always talk to me, and I can help connect you guys up. Okay, so and here are the other things there. Um, and let me close this. Let me close this. And then academic support services, they're there as well, so you can look at them. So I mentioned here's the syllabus, and I will be contacting you at least twice a week. So nothing I'm gonna remind you every week in the beginning of the week of the due dates, and then later in the week, usually around Thursday-ish, I'll send out a feel-good email, kind of seeing how you're doing, encouragement, also good science. Let me show you what's going on. Most of my emails of late have dealt with the pandemic. But there's other stuff. I like astrochem, for instance. I think that's cool. And if I see an article in astrochem, I'll send it to you guys' way so you can see what we're up to. We's in the scientific community. Well, I guess I'm kind of out of the scientific community. I'm just a lowly teacher now, a lowly professor, teaching you fine folks. But I, still read some of well, at least the American Chemical Society. I like reading their publications. So I'll let you know if I see anything cool, and I'll send it your way. So that's so look forward to those emails. Okay, so the course. So there's instruction on the course over here on the left. We have the different chapters. So here's chapter 1, for instance. Come on, internet. Come on, Lima. Is chapter 1 just not want to load? All right, how about chapter 3? Come on, chapter 3. There we go. Chapter 3 is a lot faster than chapter 1, apparently. So you can see here we have learning outcomes, and with a textbook. I told you the textbook is going to go through. Well, the textbook is part of it with the IDAP, the ebook. You can opt out of the ebook if you want. If you do that, I'd recommend you get a previous edition. They're cheaper. If you like to have a physical copy, you can probably find them on Amazon for pretty cheap, or various things. We have the 5th edition, so you can the Tro Chemistry and Molecular Approach. Of course, you can do it without textbook. I mean, it's whatever floats your boat. So I have guided notes here. So here's blank notes. Here is a lecture, and I have the finished notes. So you can go through, and if you want, you can download the notes, watch the video, take notes on those notes, and I also have the finished ones there, so you can see what I've written on there. Okay, so that's how you can get your own. So at the comfort of your home, the lessons, and then when you do all that, so I can see here the first 4 chapters in test 1. Then you might as well stick with chapter 3. You can go through then the problem set for chapter 3. So here are the different problems that you do. Okay, so that's the nuts and bolts in this course. So if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, let me know. Like I said, I want to help you out. So hopefully you find this video useful, in this class useful, and get some really good knowledge. But please take care of yourselves, and I'll be in touch. So aloha for now. Talk to you later. Bye.